Now I think this example on potential energy will make you understand potential energy in a very good way. It's a very basic problem. See, there is a book which is lying on the table, and there are a couple of students there who one by one pick up that particular book and keep it at a particular point in the cupboard. One of them does that and then comments that the potential energy of the book has now become, say, 10 joules. Another does the same job, picks up the book from the same place, keeps it at the same point on the cupboard, and now reports that the potential energy of the book has now become minus 10 joules. There is another who picks up the book from there again and then keeps it at the same place and then comments that the potential energy of the book has become 0 joules. Now the question is, are all these three students correct or any one of them is wrong? So here what you should understand is all the three of them were correct because the choice of the frame of reference is always going to decide the absolute potential energy of a body at a particular point. Now each one of them picked up the same book, kept it at the same point on the cupboard, and then started referring to the absolute potential energy of the book. Therefore, what reference they might have chosen and what is the potential energy that they might have assigned to the reference will decide how much should exactly the potential energy of the book be when it was kept at that particular point on the cupboard. One might have chosen the tabletop as the reference, according to whom the potential energy of the book has increased because it has gone above the reference, and therefore he might have commented that the absolute potential energy of the book has become 10 joules. The other might have taken the ceiling as the reference, because of which the point at which the book was kept on the cupboard is below the ceiling, and therefore the potential energy of the book might be minus 10 joules. The other might have chosen the point where the book was kept itself as his reference, and therefore now the book being at the reference might have said that the potential energy of the book is now 0 joules. Fine, so this was one interesting example which I think makes you very, very clear that potential energy is a matter of choice of frame of reference. Okay, now look at the next part of this particular problem that makes you understand it much better again. There is again the same book which is lying on the table, and these are the same three students. One of them picks up the book from there, keeps it at a particular point on the cupboard, and then says the potential energy of the book is 10 joules. Another picks up the same book from the same table, keeps it at the same place, and now comments that the potential energy of the book has become minus 10 joules. And the third one, like the previous example, says no, now the potential energy of the book is 0 joules. But this time the difference is all the three students are required to take the same reference frame. Now last time we had commented that one might have chosen the ceiling as the reference, one might have chosen the tabletop as the reference, the third one might have chosen the point where the book was finally kept on the cupboard to be his reference, and therefore their answers were different and all three of them were correct. Okay, fine. But now we have instructed them, we have restricted them to choose the same reference frame. And now their comments are still, one says plus 10 joules, another says minus 10 joules, and the third one says 0 joules. So the question is, are all the three of them again correct, or only one of them is correct and the remaining are wrong? And to your surprise, this time also all the three are correct. And the reason for that is, though you had instructed them to take the same reference, you did not instruct them as to what potential energy are they supposed to assign to the reference. You might have told them that all the three of them are supposed to take the tabletop as the reference where the book was earlier lying. But what potential energy has to be assigned to that particular reference was not made clear. So one might have taken tabletop to be 0, according to whom it became plus 10 joules. The other might have taken the tabletop's potential energy as minus 20 joules, according to whom it became minus 10 joules when the book was kept above the frame of reference. And the third one might have chosen the potential energy of the book lying on the table to be something else, and according to whom it was 0. So that's how the potential energy, finally what you should understand is depends on the choice of the frame of reference also, and also on the potential energy assigned to the reference. So I think it was a beautiful example which might have given you some insight on the potential energy.